have been a strong temptation to see a team car in that sort of a situation to want to help your teammate, but instead to just say, nope, let the racing gods have their way with it.
Yeah, he's a proper sportsman, is Cameron Castle. So, as you say, he's only been around racing 3 or 4 years, but he's certainly gained a lot of experience during that time, driving all sorts of different cars. So he knows when to take the fights to somebody and when not to, and that was clearly an opportunity there just to let those guys go and perhaps even try and follow them, maybe learn a thing or two. Once again, Loris Spinelli there using every inch of the road and more the exit of turn 4 in his efforts to catch up with Trent Hinman.
And catching Trent is one thing, passing him is another. Even though Spinelli is within half a second of our leader in that number 1 machine, he still has to get around him, and that is easier said than done as they take the climb up that long hill, the Rahal Straight, up to the corkscrew, braking, turn left, dive over the bottom of the corkscrew. The road disappears for Trent Hinman, but he believes it's still there, and it is as they continue to fall story after story, approaching turn 10, the second to last corner on this track. Before they set up, let the cars run out to the left and pull them back over to the right. Spinelli has a look and thinks better of it, falls back into line. You want a good run out of turn 11 because the straight can feel very long if you don't have a good run, and you just watch the car ahead of you get smaller and smaller. But Loris Spinelli still on the tail. He will have every inch of that number 1 machine memorized. Jeremy?
Yes, this is a fascinating battle because contact between the two there, and Spinelli rubs the rear end of Hinman's car. Trent Hinman doesn't really like that.
No.
And he's going to take exception. He's not going to make things easy for Spinelli here. Spinelli's going to try and get the inside line into turn 4. That's dodgy. I say, he's made the pass. That was a very forceful move there by Spinelli as he pushes Hinman off the road on the exit. This is a battle for position on the road, but it's not a class battle. And I think both of these two, or particularly Trent Hinman, he has to look at the big picture here. He's had a difficult start to the season, lost a lot of ground yesterday in the championship, but the championship aspiration is not over for that team, and he needs to get as many points as he can. He will still get the maximum points in the pro class if he can bring that car home in second place.
And the important thing that Trent Hinman will be aware of is that Madison Snow is 6 seconds behind him. That is the good news, is we get another opportunity to see the attempted pass going into turn 2. Spinelli came from a long way back and carried more speed through the apex of turn 2, but whereas Hinman got on the brakes to pull the car back into the second part of the apex, Spinelli just left it wide open and used Trent as a bit of a buffer.
He did, and I fancy the stewards might want to have a look at that one as well. I mean, it was the same sort of instance we've seen earlier on. We've seen penalties given out, so I'm sure I'd be surprised if we didn't see an under investigation.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Spinelli has a bit more of tires left under him. Maybe he had a bit more grip coming through that portion of the track, and maybe he just managed to get a bit more traction than Trent did.
Sure.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, but I definitely agree with you. I think the stewards will want to see that on instant replay maybe once or twice. And we certainly did, because it's fun to watch. But Loris Spinelli now leads in the number 71 for P1 Motorsports. We've got 1 minute and 45 seconds left in round number 10 of this championship. Hard to believe, we're already in double digits. The season has just flown by. Trent Hinman, second overall, but leading the Pro-Am class ahead of Madison Snow in the number 29 machine for Change Racing. Fourth overall and second in Pro-Am, Mike Headland doing a fantastic job in the number 63 machine. Damon Oakey, our AM leader, is in fifth. Behind him, Ryan Hardwick is still fighting off Brandon Godovic. Hardwick in the AM class, Godovic in the Pro, running second and third in their classes respectively. They have been tethered together. I think somebody forgot to cut the bungee cord between those two cars this morning.
Well, they have, and Ryan Hardwick, he's only 2 seconds behind Damon Oakey, and that is the battle for the AM class honours as the white flag is brandished there to Loris Spinelli and Trent Hinman at the front of the field.
1.5 seconds is the gap that Spinelli has been able to pull out over Trent Hinman, near enough over that last lap. So very impressive. Madison Snow in third. He is 5.5 seconds back. So he managed to pull in a little bit on him in the last time around. In LB Cup, it is the other P1 Motorsports machine, the other green and black Lamborghini leading. That would be Brett Meredith, who holds nearly a 10-second gap over second in class, and our championship leaders in the number 8, Paris Mullins. So he'll be okay with the fact that he's in second this weekend. For Loris Spinelli, another climb up toward the corkscrew. Last time that he will have to do this at any sort of racing speed this year. Takes the left-hander, goes down the right, runs perfectly to the edge of the track, setting up for turn 9. Just doesn't even come close to hitting the apex on that one, Jeremy. I think Spinelli has run out of tires finally as he goes through turn 10. Off to driver's left, pulls the car back over to the right, on the brakes hard, getting ready for the turn into 11. And then the sweet moment of release. You don't have to turn the steering wheel anymore, so he can stick a hand out the window. And the win goes to the number 71, Loris Spinelli and JC Perez, overall winners and Pro-Am in the Pro class. Big round of applause for Trent Hinman and Jonathan Chicotto in the number 1 machine for Wayne Taylor Racing. They get the Pro win. It's Madison Snow and Corey Lewis who come home second in the number 29 as we wait for our AM leader to come see the checkered flag. It's almost all downhill from here, Damon. You just have to make it up that little bit at the start-finish line to claim the checker, but he's 2 corners to go before the Canadian will get that honor. And behind him, Ryan Hardwick now in camera shot, less than 2 seconds back. Damon Oki makes it out of the final turn though, gets the power down, so Hardwick will see the car he is chasing, but it will not be an opportunity because Damon Oki gets the win in the AM category. The 09 comes home ahead of the number 2 of Ryan Hardwick. It's still Ryan Hardwick leading the championship. And for LB Cup, it is a weekend sweep for P1 Motorsports. Both of the Lamborghinis that wear the livery of the Chupacabra will get the victory as Brett Meredith, first weekend running with the team, delivers the checkered flag to them in the number 66 Lamborghini ahead of Paris Mullins and Mark Proto in the number 88 in LB Cup. Third in that category is Justin Price.